Three can keep a secret if two of them are dead. Have You Seen Me seamlessly picks up where Gossip Girl leaves off, but with more sex, more lies, and more dead bodies a la How to Get Away with Murder and You. When a coveted member of a group of entitled yet ambitious 20-somethings goes missing, their deadly secret is threatened to be exposed. But the real question is, who will be next? Read Have You Seen Me by creator Candy Washington on Amazon Kindle Vella, or listen and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram at Candy Washington. Let's go!
Everyone, and welcome back to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care. As always, I am your host, Candy Washington, and I am honored to help you lead a more joyful life. So before we dive into today's episode, which is the number one most powerful tool for self-love, I am telling you, if you can master this, then you can master anything. This is the foundation of it, guys. But before we dive into today's episode, if you need any extra support on your journey to self-love and to creating the life that you deserve, then go ahead and book a one-on-one coaching session with me. It's linked below. You can also grab our Create Your Dream Life course, our self-love journal, and join us in our VIP Facebook group. And also, don't forget to shop our merch. We have the beautiful Love Collection. And if you need any other guidance, just reach out. You can always DM me on Instagram at Candy Washington or email us. Everything is below. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment and share with a friend. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's dive into today's episode, which is the number one most powerful tool for self-love. Okay, if you get this, guys, you'll get it all. The number one tool for self-love is validating and regulating your own emotions. I am telling you, if you can master this, you can master anything. Remember that self-love is the relationship that you have to yourself that is rooted in compassion, grace, kindness, forgiveness, worthiness, all of those things. It's truly loving yourself unconditionally. And a part of loving yourself unconditionally is being able to validate your own feelings. Validate your own feelings and regulate your own emotions. That is it. That is the number one most powerful tool. So if you're like, what does that look like? How can I do it? Well, I'm happy you asked. I'm here to tell you. So what that looks like is, okay, for example, let's say you're kind of hot and cold with a person that you're seeing. You're kind of up and down, you're kind of hot and cold, you're kind of in and out. Maybe it's like a situationship or whatever, right? Or maybe just something doesn't go your way and you just feel upset or you feel hurt or something happens where you just don't feel good. You know, you feel hurt, you feel dismissed, you feel angry, whatever it is, whatever your feeling is. The first thing you want to do is validate your own emotion. That means acknowledge it. When you can acknowledge and say, you know what, right now I am hurt, right now I'm embarrassed, right now I'm ashamed, right now I'm pissed off, right now I'm angry, you know, whatever it is, acknowledge how you feel. That is the first thing you want to do when it comes to validating your own emotions. Acknowledge how you feel. Not acknowledging how you feel is like, nope, I'm okay. Nope, I'm good. Doesn't bother me. Nope. You deny it, you deflect it, you numb out to it. You live in fantasy land, like nothing hurts you, nothing bothers you. You don't actually acknowledge how you feel. You pretend like it didn't hurt you. You pretend like you're okay when you're not. You pretend, you numb out, and you deny. Those are all negative and unhealthy coping mechanisms. that's rooted in how I feel doesn't matter. My needs and wants don't matter. I'm not important. I'm not allowed to feel this way. I have to put how other people feel above me. It's rooted in all of that stuff. But when you can acknowledge how you feel, acknowledge it. This person did this, and right now I am hurt. So the first thing you want to do is acknowledge how you feel. Or this thing happened, and right now I am disappointed. Acknowledge how you feel. The second thing is, do not feel the need to justify or explain why you feel the way you feel. You're human, therefore, this is how you feel. You are who you are, therefore, this is how you feel. A part of validating your own emotions, a part of validating your own feelings, is not needing anybody else to give you permission to feel the way you feel, to co-sign on the way you feel, or to justify how you feel to somebody else. You feel the way you feel because that's the way you feel, period. You're hurt because you're hurt, not because you're being too sensitive, not because you're overreacting, not because you should know how somebody else meant, not because you're not healed, not because you're in a bad place, not because you're crazy, not because you're unstable. None of that dismissive gaslighting BS. You feel the way you feel because that's how you feel, period. Validate yourself. You do not need anybody's permission or anybody else to co-sign how you feel. That's why they are your feelings. Give it up. I feel how I feel because I feel that way. I'm hurt because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm pissed because I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm angry because I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm disappointed because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I don't need you to validate how I feel. I validate myself. The next thing you do is hold compassionate space for your feelings. Hold compassionate space for it. If you're hurt, allow yourself to feel hurt. Don't rush getting over it. Don't rush the process. Just, you know what? I'm hurt right now, and that's how I feel. I'm disappointed right now. That's how I feel. I'm angry right now. That's how I feel. I'm embarrassed right now. I'm lonely right now. I'm upset right now. That's how I feel. I acknowledge how I feel. I feel how I feel, how I feel. I don't need you to validate it. I don't need you to co-sign it. That's just how I feel. And I'm holding loving and compassionate space for my own humanity. I am a human. I am allowed to be angry. I am a human. I'm allowed to be sad. I'm a human. I'm allowed to be hurt. And don't think that feeling those feelings means that somehow you're going to attract more bad into your life or you're going to manifest something horrible happening. That's not true. That's not true. You're a human being. You're allowed to feel how you feel. Doesn't mean you caused it. Doesn't mean it's your fault. Doesn't mean you're going to attract something horrible in your life. No. It means you're a human being, and right now you're having a human experience and you're having a human emotion. And sometimes as human beings, we just don't feel good. Sometimes as human beings, things piss us off. Things hurt us. Things make us angry. Things disappoint us. That's who we are as human beings. The trick is knowing that I am a human being. I have this feeling, but this feeling does not have me. That is what the trick is. That's why validating your own emotions and then regulating your own emotions is the most powerful tool to self-love, because you're saying, I am allowing myself to be a human being. This is how I feel. I don't need to justify it to anybody else. It's okay that I feel this way, but I also know that I am empowered to get through this. I know that just because I feel sad, I don't have to stay sad and become depressed. I know that just because I feel upset or worried, I know that I don't have to stay upset and worried and become anxious. Just because I feel angry does not mean I have to now become an angry person. There's a difference between these are my feelings and this is how I feel, then I am my feelings and my feelings are me. It's one thing to have your feelings, it's another thing to identify with them. When people either don't acknowledge how they feel and they let it fester and stew through unhealthy coping mechanisms, deflection, denial, living in fantasy, numbing out, your feelings still have you, because just because you don't acknowledge and work through them doesn't mean they go anywhere. They fester. They fester. So you're angry about one thing and now you're going off on somebody in traffic. You're angry about something and now you're telling your children off. You're angry about something else and now you're picking a fight with your partner. You're angry at somebody else and now you're overeating. You're angry at somebody else and now you're undereating. You're angry at somebody else and now you're drinking too much. It goes somewhere because you never acknowledged it, you never allowed yourself to feel it, and you never held space for it. So it's fighting to be seen. It's fighting to be acknowledged. It's fighting to be released. That's why validating your own emotions and then regulating them is the most powerful thing you can do to love yourself. Most powerful thing you can do. So when you're holding that compassionate space for how you feel, when you know that I have these feelings, but this feeling does not have me, that is when you release its power over you. I might be angry right now. That's how I might be feeling. But this anger has no power over me. It cannot stay. I might be feeling sad right now. But this sadness has no power over me. It cannot stay. I might be feeling lonely right now. But this loneliness has no power over me. It cannot stay. I might be feeling, disappointed right now. I might be feeling depressed right now. I might be feeling anxious right now. I might be feeling unworthy right now. I might be feeling unlovable right now. I might be feeling not good enough right now. But these feelings have no power over me. They cannot stay. Release its power over you. That is when you know that you are the authority on you. That is how you know how powerful you are, because your feelings are not permanent and your feelings can change. And you have the power to change how you feel. That's how you know you are the operant power in your reality. You are the authority on you, and you have feelings. Your feelings don't have you, because you have the power to change how you feel. And that's when the last step comes in, is choosing to take care of yourself. Choosing to self-soothe yourself. So you're having this negative emotion. You've acknowledged it. I feel sad right now. You've validated it for yourself. I feel sad right now. I feel sad. That's just how I feel. I don't need to ask anybody for their permission to feel sad. I don't need to justify why I feel sad. You know what? I just feel sad, and that's okay. You held compassionate space for it. I'm sad. I feel the sadness. That's okay. I'm going to breathe through it. You release its power. I might be feeling sad right now, but I know that this sadness has no power over me. This sadness cannot stay, and I know how to take care of myself. And that's that last step. Choosing to take care of yourself. Choosing to self-soothe yourself. That's how you don't stay stuck in the feeling. That's how you don't stay stuck in anger. That's how you don't stay stuck in sadness or depression or anxiety or unworthiness or unlovability or not feeling good enough or feeling rejected or feeling abandoned or any of those things. This is how you unstuck yourself. This is how you do not stay stuck. You choose to take care of yourself. You choose to soothe yourself. And then that looks like all the tools we talk about, all of the self-care practices we talk about. That looks like I've acknowledged it. I've done all the things. How can I take care of myself in this moment? I think the number one thing you should ask yourself is get really clear, get really quiet, and just say to yourself, what is it that I need right now to feel a little bit better? What is it that I need right now to just feel a little bit better? What is it that I need right now to just feel a little bit better? What is it that I need right now? And then follow your own intuition. Maybe you need to take a hot bubble bath. Maybe you need to take a walk in nature. Maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to call your best friend. Maybe you need to call your parent. Maybe you need to talk to your therapist. Maybe you need to go for a run. Maybe you need to take a nap. Maybe you need to block some people. Maybe you need to create a boundary with some people. Maybe you need to take a vacation. Whatever the case may be, these are all tools that you can do to self-soothe yourself. And self-soothing yourself is really just returning back to your inner peace. Like, think about a baby, right? We soothe the baby. We pacify the baby to go back to peace, to pacify, to go back to peace. That's what we're doing when we self-soothe ourselves. We're going back to peace, stability, regulation. That's why taking care of yourself on an individual basis, on a unique basis, is so important. So then you know what soothes you. And if you don't know, again, get quiet and just ask yourself, what is it that I need right now? What need is not being met right now? What is it that I need right now? And if you're lonely, maybe you need to reach out to a friend. If you're sad, maybe you need to watch a comedy. If you're angry, maybe you need to draw something and then rip up the paper, write a letter to somebody and then rip it up. Whatever it is. But you always know, in your intuition, you always know what it is that you need. You always know what you need. So trust yourself enough to know what you need and love yourself enough to give it to you. That is the most powerful thing you can do. Most powerful thing you can do for yourself. Validate your own feelings and regulate your own emotions. Validate yourself. This is how I feel. It's just how I feel, and that is okay. But I know how to take care of myself. So I can feel this emotion. I can ride the wave of how this feels. But I know at the end of the day, this feeling cannot stay. It has no power over me. And I'm going to choose to take care of myself. That is how you are able to feel sad, but not become depressed. Feel worried, but not become anxious. Feel shame or embarrassment, but not let it affect your self-esteem or your self-worth. Feel lonely, but not become, depressed again or whatever it is, right? This is how you are able to be a human being without becoming emotionally and mentally and spiritually detrimental to yourself. It's validating yourself and then regulating your own emotions. That's how you get to experience the full spectrum of emotions. I'll talk about my personal experience. Years ago, before I started my own self-love journey, I used to numb out because I thought I always had to be happy, upbeat, joyful, a yes person, people pleasing. Nothing is wrong. Everything is great. Nothing bothers me. Yes, 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 yes. Happy, 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 happy. But when you numb yourself out to who you are authentically, which is, wow, that really hurt. You know what? That's not okay. You know what? No. You know what? That kind of pisses me off. You know what? This is what I need. This is what I want. Because we're so fearful of experiencing disappointment or sadness or any of those things. But when you numb yourself out to one of your emotions, you numb yourself out to all of them. You don't get to pick and choose which emotions you feel and which ones you don't. It's a full spectrum of the human experience. It's a full spectrum of the human emotions. So until I allowed myself to feel what sadness felt like, I didn't actually have an understanding of what happiness felt like. Because it's a delusion to think that you have to only be one emotion or one thing all of the time, and that you're fearful of experiencing any of the other emotions. That's delusion. That's living in a fantasy. That's a coping mechanism. It's not allowing yourself to be human. But when you're able to validate how you feel and then regulate how you feel, you get to enjoy what it feels like to be a human being in a healthy, empowered, and evolved way. A healthy individual feels everything. They're not numbed out to certain things. They're not in this blissful state, because to me, when people are like, oh, I'm just all blissed out all the time, that to me is also a little bit like you might be living in la la land. That's a little delusional. That's a little numbing out. We're here to have a human experience. We're not here to have a divine experience. We are divine beings having a human experience. We get to bliss out when we're just the divine. But as long as we are human beings, as long as we are breathing, as long as we're on this planet, we're having a human experience. And a part of that human experience is feeling all of the emotions that is available to us as human beings. So being a healthy individual is allowing yourself to feel the way you feel when you feel it. Being an evolved individual is saying, I validate how I feel. I'm going to hold compassionate space for it. And I'm going to release its power. It cannot stay. Being an empowered individual is saying, I choose to take care of myself. And I know that I have the power and the tools to do so. That is being a healthy, evolved, empowered human being. Acknowledging how you feel, validating how you feel, holding compassionate space for it, releasing its power over you, and then taking care of yourself. That is really what it's about. That's how you get to live a full human experience in a healthy, evolved, and powerful way. That's why this is the number one most powerful tool you can ever do to show yourself love. You are loving every aspect of yourself. I love myself when I feel good. I love myself when I don't feel good. I love myself enough to not need anybody else to tell me how I should feel. And I love myself enough to take care of myself. That is what it's really about. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jody. Hey, Jody 149. She goes, hello, thank you. Optimistically cynical says, so I feel the S word and know how to take care of it. If I feel the S word and know how to take care of it, that's okay. I would say if you feel the S word, reach out for help immediately. Because feeling the S word is when you are stuck in it. It's when you're stuck in the emotion, right? Because what is in the S word is loneliness, depression, anxiety, alienation, not feeling good enough, all of that stuff. So if you feel the S word, reach out for help right now. Turn off this video and call the S word hotline. Reach out to your therapist, reach out to your family, reach out to your friends. If you feel the S word, that is being stuck in a negative emotion and mindset. That's not doing what I'm saying. That's being stuck in it. That's thinking this is how I am, this is how I feel, this is me, there's no way out. All of these emotions have power over me. When I'm talking about validating yourself and regulating your own emotions, it's how you don't get stuck in it. If you feel the S word, that means you're stuck in it. That means you feel like these emotions and feelings are more powerful than you are. So if you feel the S word, reach out for help right now. Google a hotline, call a friend, call a therapist, call your family, get somewhere in public where you can talk to someone. If you feel the S word, you need to go and get help right now. Hey, Vaka. She says, if you wrote an angry message, but instead of tearing it up, you send it to the person who angered you, what are your thoughts on that? It's still a good release? Vaka. Okay. It depends, okay? It depends. Like, if you wrote an angry message and instead of tearing up, you actually sent it to the person, what was the end game for that? Like, to me, I would have to get into the intentions. Did you want that person to hurt the way you hurt? Like, you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you back. If it was like a vengeful or retaliation, then maybe not. But if it was like I just want you to know how your actions affected me. Like, I want you to know how what you said hurt, how what you did hurt, how you treat me is not okay. If it's from a place of I want to communicate with this person the effect that they have on me, then yes, that can be therapeutic. But I think if it's coming from a place of you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you, probably not. But either way, forgive yourself, give yourself grace. You're a human being, you're working through it. You don't have to be perfect all the time. And maybe next time come from a place of choosing differently if it's rooted in you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you. If it's coming from a place of I want to communicate to you how I feel and how what you said and did made me feel, and that's one thing. So I would get really clear on what your intentions were, and either way, forgive yourself and give yourself grace, and also know that our feelings also are not facts. So we always validate our feelings. I feel angry. I feel this. But just because you feel something does not mean it's a fact. Like, someone could say something and I feel angry about what they said, but it's not a fact that what they said was to make me feel angry. Our feelings are not facts. That's why they change. So we validate how we feel. We don't need anybody to co-sign how we feel. Just because we feel something does not make it a fact. So I would kind of, again, think about the intention. And yeah, just for me personally, I don't like to say you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you. But I do sometimes, depending on the person, if I want to keep a relationship with that person, if I want a relationship to get better, then yeah, I will explain to them, the way this situation went down hurt me. This way the situation went down made me angry. So, but either way, forgive yourself. Baka says they should know they are bad, ? LOL, yes. Yeah, but that's another thing though. No one to change but self, right? No one to change but self. So as long as we are trying to make someone understand that they are bad, make someone understand that they are wrong, make someone understand how they hurt me, we're trying to control and manipulate other people and situations. No one to change but self. So if someone is making you angry or they're hurting you, go through the steps we talked about. Acknowledge it, validate it, hold space for it, release its power, and then take care of yourself. And then sometimes taking care of yourself looks like, well, I have to implement a boundary with this person, or I have to communicate to this person, what happened and how it made me feel, and then see if that person can be like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you felt that way. So sorry, I won't do that again, or we'll move this way, or whatever. Or if that person is just a toxic person and you in your perspective they're bad, then maybe you do something to protect yourself. You no longer engage with that person. You break up with that person. You're no longer friends with that person. It's always about taking responsibility to take care of yourself, because we cannot change other people. We cannot convince other people, but we can take care of ourselves and we can protect ourselves. So that's what I would say to that. But again, to Optimistically Cynical's question, if anybody is feeling the S word, reach out for help right now. Reach out for help. You are not alone. There is so much help. Get in a public space and talk to someone, okay? Yes, please get help. Please. Because again, what I'm talking about today, it's just like regulating your emotions. But if you are stuck in that dark place and you feel like your emotions have power over you and you can't get out of it, reach out for help. Reach out for help. I will say that. Okay, everybody. So that was it. That was the number one most powerful tool for self-love. Vaka, your question has me laughing because honestly, girl, I feel you. Yes. And Optimistically Cynical, if you need any additional support, you can always reach out to me, and please reach out to just anyone you can, okay? And anybody out there, reach out. Okay, and in the description box in the show notes, I will actually put a link to an S hotline in case anybody needs support. I will add that to the show notes and description box to an S hotline that you can call and get some support. Okay, I love you guys so much. As always, take care of yourself and each other. And until next time, be well. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!